Good day, everyone, and thank you for joining us in our Career Conversation series. My name is Sarika Munyan Makun, Manager Student Services here at UWI-ROYTEC, and this is actually the final in our series for 2024 in our Career Conversation as we lead up to our Career Day on July 10th, which is right here at the North Campus. And our segment today is featuring real estate. So we have with us our moderator, Ms. Christy Kali Singh. She is a journalist and media marketing research analyst and digital content creator at Media Insight. She is also a realtor and co-founder of Realty Haven TT. Currently, she hosts a monthly vlog series in which she interprets the data of trending news stories across the Caribbean. She has been a media practitioner for over 12 years. During this time, Christy held the positions of journalist and anchor at Win Communications and also wrote for the monthly magazine Shoppers Tips. Christy pursued a BA in English Literature and Language with Education at the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine, our parent body, right? At the age of 20, Christy began her media journey as a radio host at the online television station, bacchanaltv.com, and then moved to Heritage Radio in 2011, where she spent a year in the news department. During the course of her career, she has been afforded many opportunities, including coverage of the current president of the United States, Joe Biden's visit to Trinidad and Tobago. And in 2021, Christy pursued the principles of real estate sales right here at UWI-ROYTEC, and she successfully completed that, then co-founded Realty Haven TT, which boasts the success of many sales and property listings. In her free time, she enjoys writing, painting, watching movies, and doing anything nature related. Christy is currently working on a series of books for children, which, she dubs as Love at First Sight. So welcome, Christy, and I now hand you over to moderate the session.
Thank you so much, Sarika, and welcome to UWI-ROYTEC's Career Conversation. I am very thrilled to be the moderator for this special segment. It's a field which I hold very near and dear to my heart, real estate, of course. Recently, we've seen significant growth in the real estate industry, and if I could just give a brief stats on the uptick, it has been a 60% growth. And today I'm going to be speaking to Mr. Savon Sampath. My pleasure to introduce Mr. Sampath. He is a seasoned professional with over 14 years of experience in the Trinidad and Tobago real estate and technology sectors. As a property management expert and a CRM specialist, Savon has successfully managed a very diverse portfolio, enhancing property values and ensuring tenant satisfaction. His proficiency in leveraging technology, his to streamline operations, improve customer service, and drive business growth has made him a sought-after consultant in the industry. Now, he's very passionate about innovation and community service. Savon excels in developing and implementing software solutions, optimizing digital marketing strategies, and helping small businesses establish a very robust online presence. His dedication to excellence and commitment to solving complex problems make him an invaluable asset to any real estate or tech-driven initiative. Welcome, Savon.
Hi, nice to be here.
Same here. Welcome. And that's quite it is indeed a very diverse portfolio that you have. You come with over a decade experience in real estate and the tech sector.
Yes. Well, I mean, my first thing was really the technology side of it, and I look forward into integrating the both of them.
Yeah, and what if I could just kick off the conversation, we're trying to understand the various career paths because it's career conversations. A lot of people probably don't understand the back end of real estate. So, first of all, what would have led you to get involved in real estate?
Well, I apart from technology, part of my background was in sales and retail sales specifically. I have managed different retail outlets during my career, and I always wanted to explore my own business, and real estate was a real option for me because, I find like technology-wise, there are gaps that I could fill that I'm, passionate about. So, that was really why that was an option for me.
And I'm happy that you brought into the tech aspect of it because we are, of course, in a very technological driven society. Um, Technology is literally behind everything. But I want to divert a little in terms of let's do a comparative analysis if we can. So on Netflix, we've seen lots of um, real estate shows coming out. And sometimes people have the perception that that is how real estate operates. But in your capacity, um, tell me how that is either different or it's similar.
Well, the thing about it is, it, it Netflix uses analytics, right? So based on the first season, right, or even before, they would know that if they're going to continue a show or not, right? Most people don't know that. So, and real estate, they're currently, according to the last set of statistics from HEC, there are over 175,000 people, in need of homes, and that is who's registered with the AGC. So there's a opportunity there for developers, to make investments and create homes for these people. So it's similar in the terms of, to answer your questions, probably similar in the terms of, it is analytics driven when making strategic decisions from top level on what is going to sell.
So basically, we can safely say that there is a demand for not just real estate professionals, but for real estate shows as well.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't hear what you just said.
I know I'm asking if it's safe to say that there is actually a high demand for the real estate shows just as much as there is a demand for real estate professionals.
Well, yes, I believe so.
And speaking about real estate professionals, um, a lot of people have the misconception that real estate sales is just about being an agent. Um, so now you're in the tech world.
Mhm.
Um, what are some of the other options that one can explore in the real estate industry?
Well, they have numerous roles beyond just being an agent, right? So, you can look at property management. There's appraisals. There are, development, getting into real estate development, and of course there are real estate brokers. I mean, those four specific areas, those are mentioned in the Real Estate Agent Bill 2020, of course, and there's opportunities to get into the tech space, providing analytics, social media marketing, custom CRMs, that kind of thing, to people who involved in real estate, that they would be real estate driven as well. So there's a lots of opportunities in the real estate sector for a lots of different types of professionals.
Is the industry all glitz and glam?
No, it isn't. I know, like, a lot of people watch HGTV, and it shows only that side of it, right? But what it doesn't show is it leaves out the complexities of real estate. Is about a deep understanding of market dynamics, legality, strong client relationships, and there's a lot of behind the scenes work through market research and property valuations and negotiations. Most importantly, it doesn't show the ability to navigate both the highs and lows of the industry.
As a CRM specialist, how does that tie into your work in the real estate industry?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. Real estate is about sales, right? And CRMs is about, when you have a CRM, you have it's just basically a database, right? That you can manage and maintain in each interaction, every interaction with every customer that you have, right? So how it works is that, you would, in order to build your own CRM on paper, you would probably look at, how much different stages are in a transaction, like in a real estate transaction. And then when you have established that, you would go to each task that is required in each stage until you move on to the other stage. And then from there, you could see what it is you can automate in those tasks that you can move forward to make your job easier. So, that you could manage, different agents, different transactions simultaneously, look at your statistics, from that it will draw informative data that you could make strategic decisions on in your business.
And would this now tie into real estate farming in terms of getting your clients and your prospect clients, whether it's listing or buyers?
Well, yes, but real estate farming is more like a long-term commitment that involves focusing on a community, right? So, to have that information in a CRM would be helpful, right? The goal there is to establish yourself as the local real estate expert, right? And this would involve, a consistent presence, such as sending out regular correspondence, whether it's digital, email, or regular mail, handing out flyers and other marketing material, going out, hosting community events like probably open houses and, supporting local teams as well, sporting teams, right? And by doing this, you'd be able to build trust and visibility, making yourself, the first person that people think about when it comes to real estate in that particular area.
And how has your journey in real estate been so far? What are some of the highs and lows, if any lows?
Yes,
we often hear about the highs. People often talk about the highs, but they don't really speak about the lows and how they overcome it. So what are some of those, the highs and then the lows?
Well, I mean, the highs about the industry, in order to be a good real estate agent, you really need to do continuous learning, right? Because each transaction is not really the same. Every transaction might be different. As about building a strong network, understanding market trends, providing exceptional customer service to your clients, right? That is very important, because you want people to trust you, you want to close the sale, right? And you need to be persistent, and good communication is the key. So keeping yourself informed with the latest trends and what is going on in real estate could really be helpful.
And what are some of the lows?
Well, the lows.
What are some of the things that people don't see online?
Well, some of the lows are, sometimes, despite all your efforts, you would encounter some times where, probably just things are stagnant. You may have transactions that are held up for a longer period of time than the sale agreement. Those are some of the things, customers, clients are not interested anymore in making a sale or making a purchase. So, those are some of the things that you might have to deal with.
And in terms of the industry itself, what are some things that you would like to see in the industry?
Well, what are some of the
Let's look
things
at it holistically. Yeah.
what are
From a very,
what are some of the things that I would like to see?
yes. Let's
Well,
consider the fact that the industry isn't regulated.
well, yeah, that is one factor for now, but there is a real estate agent bill, right? 2020. I think people who coming into real estate should really read that document. It's a lengthy document, but it is well worth it because once that bill has been assented, right, it would become law, right? So that's what people have to take into consideration. So there are specific guidelines on how you would become a real estate agent, how you become a real estate broker, that sort of thing. So that is the first thing that they have to take into consideration. But what really I would like to see in the real estate industry is more reliance on technology-driven initiatives, such as the CRM, and also, probably integrating blockchain technology. People think that blockchain, when they hear blockchain, they're thinking about crypto, but no, that is not the case. It is designed for like smart contracts, right? Where people from the bank, could use it to issue mortgages for hire purchase, for e-commerce, for all different areas. And real estate is one of the sectors where it would be particularly helpful in, because it could potentially eliminate real estate fraud, right? I mean, we're still a long way off, but I think adoption to that would make everything more streamlined, and everything would move much more smoothly.
I actually really like that point. In terms of the marrying both technology into real estate, and yeah, I do hope that we can see that. May not be presently, but I hope it's something that we see integrated into the industry in the near future.
Yes.
Would you say though that the industry is saturated? Let's compare it to pre-COVID.
Well, the thing about COVID is, speaking to my colleagues, I could tell you that there was no slowing down in real estate transactions, real estate sales, right? You would see a decline in commercial, which is expected in rentals and sales, right? But for residential, there was always a steady demand for residential, even during COVID, right? And if you're now getting into real estate, I think it could seem saturated, but there is room for dedicated and innovative professionals, right? Once you're able to find a niche or offering a unique service, then this is something that could help you stand out, right? For example, specializing in property management or maintenance could set you apart from other agents.
Now, you mentioned one of the key factors was definitely education that would take you forward in this industry, and your continuous learning. It's very similar to technology.
Mhm.
What propels you? What drives you to continuously, go forward and learn? Although the industry may have its challenges, what's that driving force behind you?
I think it is, I'm very customer oriented, and I really want to make this experience of, being able to purchase or rent a home as streamlined as possible, to make it easier for clients. So, if it is that, you have to do 10 things in real estate, all you have to do, the first thing you have to do is call me and I'll handle the other nine, So that's really what drives me.
And when you started off your business, did you um, start off as an individual, or was it a team?
Well, the thing about it is I started off as an individual because I had previous experience, right, with property development, working with another developer. So I went on, I started alone, because I wanted full control over my business and personal branding, right? But however, if you're starting off somebody who's totally new to real estate, then the best option would be to join a brokerage, work with other real estate agents, get that knowledge that you need to be successful in the industry, because you have shared resources, and you could be mentored by your associates and stuff like that to make you successful.
Now, making a mark in the real estate industry is one thing, but actually making a huge dent and an impact is another. Um, and in terms of the bringing that technology aspect into it, um, would you say that you are pleased with how far you've reached so far?
Well, I would say that I have done a lot personally for my own business. But as far as the industry goes, there has a lot to be done. What I am doing right now is in the initial stages of testing certain products and services that might be beneficial in the future. But yes, all in all, I am satisfied on what it is that I'm doing so far.
And what can we expect from you in the future?
Well,
I'm very excited about the integration of technology and how you explained it to work. Like, it's very interesting.
well, picture this, right? You have a brokerage, your own real estate brokerage. You have three agents and two people interested in joining your company, right? You give them a handbook, an employee manual, and stuff like that, and you want to make sure that they're doing the right thing, right? So all of this could be managed from your CRM because everything is in stages. There are boxes to check off, so you always know that they're being compliant, and you know that compliance is a big part in real estate. So that's something that I am passionate about, and I'm working on, and being able to see at any time where an agent is in a particular transaction, to see, well, hey, well, this transaction has been hung up for more than 14 days or more than 20 days, what is going on here, and you could have a discussion on what it is going on, because I mean, statistically, you can increase your sales with a CRM by up to 37%, if you have that kind of structure in place.
Now, you're a postgraduate.
Yes.
So how was your experience and that journey through the entire diploma at ROYTEC?
Well, it was a good experience. I learned a lot of practical things, and
Did
a
you
lot.
think it was so much to learn?
It when you're practicing, is actually not plenty to learn, right? Is actually not plenty to learn. You might actually need additional information, in certain things that probably transactions that you may not have practice for. It's the same thing with anything else. You'll be put in situations where you're very unfamiliar with, or you may have to follow your gut instinct to tell you what it is to do, right? But it gave me a lot of information, and a lot of information that I actually integrated into my business.
And clearly it has been very
Yes.
well reflected.
Yes.
Uh, Before we go, I want to ask you your advice for younger persons in particular who, I mean, it's that time of the year where students are coming out of school. We're thinking about careers. We want to know which path we should go into. Several misconceptions that real estate is just about being an agent or being a broker. What is your advice to students who are interested, not just students, but persons interested in coming into the industry?
Well, people who are interested in coming into the industry, what I would advise is make sure that sales and customer service is something that you're passionate about, first and foremost. Make sure that, you know, you could see yourself doing this. And I mean, it's not only Trinidad alone you could practice real estate in. I mean, part of CARICOM. So basically, once you have a work permit, you could go in any other small island, part of CARICOM, and practice there as well, right? So make sure that that is something that you could see yourself doing. Get yourself with the recent Real Estate Agents Bill 2020 and, you know, see what is required and become compliant, you know, get yourself educated. One of the requirements is that you must do a course, a real estate agents course from an accredited institution, which is UWI-ROYTEC, right? So, you know, that's one of the ways to be compliant. And yeah, that's the advice I would give somebody who now coming in, and realize that when you are in it, that, you know, you could grow from there. There's always room for improvement. There's always room for growth. Even if you stay the level where you are at, right, you can be very successful. And that's the message that I want to leave with them.
All right, and your closing comments?
I'm just looking forward into, you know, disrupting the real estate industry with technology.
In a good way, of course.
Yes, in a good way, of course.
In the best possible ways. All right, Savon, you have been very, very informative. I'm totally impressed. I mean, I think as sometimes we kind of underscore the importance of technology and marrying it into other departments and other aspects of careers. And what you've shown us today is that you can have both and be more than just functional. You can be like super. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
I want to say special thanks to everyone who is viewing, and this is the end of Career Conversations on my end. I hope that it has shed some light into your next step, and we look forward to seeing you in the real estate industry. Sarika, it's over to you.
Thank you very, very much, Christy and Savon. I know Elton, he is our program coordinator for our real estate program, and he did not get to contribute, but I'll ask him to just share a few words and before we close.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Sarika. Thank you so much, Christy and Savon, the members of the panel. The conversation was going so smooth. I didn't want to interrupt at all. It was just totally perfect. So much information shared about the industry. But of course, for all our onlookers, I want to remind you that UWI-ROYTEC is, as Savon said, a fully accredited institution. All our programs gives you exactly what you look for in becoming a professional. In this case, a real estate professional. It gives you currency and weighting. So you can take our qualifications wherever the Accreditation Council is recognized. And of course, it opens a lot of doors for you wherever you decide to practice within the industry. All right, so thank you very much, Sarika, and thank you again to the panel.
Yes, thank you so much, Elton, for your contribution as well. I mean, Elton has been our sterling champion for the real estate program at UWI-ROYTEC for what, 14 years is it now? All right, so it has been a very long haul for Elton, so thank you so much. And he also was instrumental in putting together this conversation that we had this morning with Christy and Savon, and it really is a testament that, you know, it's not just about being an agent, right? Real estate is so much more in terms of building a full career out of this field. So thank you so much for having this conversation. I'm sure the audience would have a lot more questions, and they can certainly come in and check us in Student Services or speak to Elton or even at the Career Day. So thank you so much on behalf of UWI-ROYTEC and your all management team for being part of our panel and our listening audience. So have a great day and enjoy your week ahead. Take care.
Everyone.